The Nigerian Bar Association has condemned Ibom Air and the Airline Operators of Nigeria for their handling of the incident involving Ms. Comfort Emmanson on the Ibom Air flight on August the 10th, 2025. In a press release signed by its president, Mazi Afam Osigwe, and General Secretary Dr. Mobolaji Ojibara, the NBA described the airline's actions, including a lifetime flight ban imposed on Ms. Emmanson, as reckless and unlawful and a violation of her right to dignity. According to the NBA, Ms. Emmanson was forcibly removed from the aircraft, publicly stripped of her clothing, and humiliated in an incident that was widely recorded and circulated online. For this conversation, which has been raising dust across the country and joined by the Executive Director of Project Alert on Violence Against Women, Josephine Effah-Chukwuma, as well as Nigerian civil rights activist and the Executive Director of the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, Auwal Rafsanjani. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's start with you, Lady Chukwuma. Comfort Emmanson is in the middle of this major national conversation. What were your thoughts about this matter, coming just after Kwam won? And we also had a Senator Shomole, not too long ago, in not so happy behavior with the airlines.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a sad one for me, very sad one. And I did tell someone last week when Kwam Won's own happened that this is going to open a floodgate of several of such bad behaviors and unruly conducts at our airports and all of that. And as if one was prophesying, barely 2-3 days after the one of this young lady happened. It's a very concerning development for us, and it should rightly be so for us all as Nigerians, because it's not really actually exposing that our airports are not safe. People are misbehaving, standing in front of aircraft and all sorts of things. And then the one of this young lady, so it's a concern for us. But for me, as a women's rights activist, watching that video of that young girl was sad. One is not in any way trying to condone or justify whatever happened. I mean, we don't even completely know. Videos are still coming out. People who were on that aircraft, I've seen a couple of them share their stories and all of that. What was so painful for me was the dehumanizing of that young girl. She was dehumanized, and with people saying, now videos coming out, people say, oh, she dresses scanty. It has nothing to do with that. Yes, was she unruly from the videos we saw? Yes. Was she kicking and slapping airline officials? There were videos to show that and all of that. But our airlines and also regulatory bodies, the officials should be trained to know how to de-escalate and how to handle such cases. How to de-escalate and how to handle such cases without dehumanizing her. Kwam was not dehumanized last week. He wasn't ambushed, he wasn't carried, he was not dragged out. We saw the video where he stood in front of the aircraft, basically hostage taking the aircraft, But this young girl, the aircraft was on ground, people had gone out, she was clearly the only one left there. The air hostess, we saw a video where she did not allow her, for whatever reason, I don't know the details of that. Maybe she was waiting for the security people to come. But along the line, they allowed things to get out of hand, and this young girl was that young girl was dehumanized. She was, exposed the way she was exposed. And it's totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. Is it because she's a young woman?
All right, Mr. Rafsanjani. All right, ma'am. Mr. Rafsanjani, I want to come to you and just ask. The NBA has weighed in, which is the latest in the conversation on social media and other platforms. The talk is about selective justice. But then when you look at the fact that the NBA is saying that the Ibom Air and the AON breached the fundamental principles of fair hearing and renders their decision to give a lifetime ban on Comfort as illegal and morally indefensible. What's your thinking on NBA's stance in this matter, especially when it comes to the rights of the passenger, who everyone agrees didn't behave in the right way?
Thank you very much. I think this is just a continuation of gender-based violence in Nigeria that women are facing in this country. Because without, sounding, supportive of the action she has, done, two wrong cannot make us right. And therefore, if she could have actually been even, legal action can be taken against her for the assault that she has done to the airline official. I mean, the people that she initially had problem with, but because of the determination to undermine and useless women in this country, you could see this physical assault. Why can't you call female security guys to take her out? Where must you use as a man, you can see heavy men coming to remove just one woman and they have to naked her. I think, is really, as far as I'm concerned, they've gone beyond what is being expected of a professional people to do. And the decision taken by the airline, or rather the government, to say that they ban her for life, I think it's also part of the joke that you have in government now. Hasty decision. No committee was set up to investigate and come up with the recommendation that is appropriate for the action she has done, and then you come up with this kind of thing. Secondly, if this girl is a daughter of one of these big men, nobody can even try that, despite the fact that she has done the misconduct in the aircraft. I tell you, if she's a daughter of big man, or if she's a big woman herself, nobody can dare do that thing to her, because of the selective justice, because of the fact that there's no fairness in this country, because of the dehumanization that if you are nobody in this country, you will continue to face. I think it is important. It's a shame in the first place for what has happened. Whatever that she has done, she can actually be even charged to court. She can actually, be taken to court, to seek justice for the lady she slapped in the aircraft. But to, be met with this kind of physical assault, I think it is tantamount to gross violent violation of our fundamental right. Secondly, it also showed the Nigerian Airport Authority that they are hasty people and they are very selective and discriminatory. Adam Shemole was in that airport. They could not even near him. This other man, that just barely a week, he did what he did. They could not, because he is connected with the power. I think if we really want to have a country that is ruled by rule of law, that promotes fairness, equity, I think we need to stop this kind of behavior we are doing.
All right.
Thirdly, I think it is important that Nigerian passengers, they also respect the rules and regulation on the airlines, and the airport generally. Because if you travel to even Ghana, you cannot misbehave the way we misbehave in the aircraft. This incident is just one out of so many. And
all right, Doctor, let me bring back. All right, I understand we need to go on a short break, and when we come back, there is plenty of questions. Stay with us. Dr. Effah-Chukwuma, let me come to you with this question. I'm going to merge them together, but you have very limited time to respond. First is the minister's condemnation of the exposure of the woman and the way she was handled by airline officials. And second is the speed at which this lady was taken to court, taken to prison, and then taken to court and then reprimanded. Some are using the speed of this response, so the speed of response on other critical issues in this country. In a minute, if you can, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. And in line with what my brother Rafsanjani said, this is clearly selective justice. I must commend the Minister for Aviation, Festus Keyamo, for talking about that, speaking to that, and condemning that. And yes, the whole issue of the speediness, what it just points to is that you must be a man, you must be a rich man, you must be a man in power, and then you can do anything you want and you get away with it. That's just the message being sent here. One is not trying to condone or one is not making any excuses for that young girl. She definitely behaved badly. I mean, we don't know the details, how it got to that, but from what we saw, she definitely did. Did Kwamwon behave badly too? Yes, Kwamwon behaved badly too. But he's a rich man, he's a rich man, he's a powerful man. And this is a girl, a young girl, and that was how she had to be treated. Dragged off the aircraft, I mean, if you kept her till everybody came down from the aircraft, okay, fine. Get people in there to physically restrain. Yes, she was fighting. It's clear she was fighting.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again. I'm told we have very limited time. Yes. So I need to give like 30 minutes to Dr. Rafsanjani as well. And just quickly speak to the director of the NCAA coming on socials to ask people who were passengers and witnesses to the event to come forward to aid the investigation. And he's saying that it is a test of the systems. Even though there are regulations, people keep flouting it. What are your thoughts about the ongoing investigation, and should the live ban on comfort be rescinded?
No, they've already done the most unfairness sin by already, concluding to put sanction on her, banning her without any investigating the matter. They have already done the worst by sending her to Kirikiri. They want to send her to court, So already they have done the worst. So what they need to do now is to actually, because they are the one who now actually, undermine the justice, in this case. And therefore, all they need to do now is to admit that just like she did wrong, they have also done wrong. And the best way to deal with this matter is to actually, remove this, so-called, life ban on her, on her to fly airline, and also to apologize, because as much as we want her to also apologize to the person she slapped there, also those who have also physically assaulted her, bringing out her breast and her body. Look, this is a serious matter. You cannot, and I'm happy that my friend, Festus Keyamo, had actually, spoke very positively on this matter, which means that, it's very clear those who have carried out that action, they have not done professional.
All right. Dr. Rafsanjani and Dr. Effah-Chukwuma, thank you so much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.